So we have confirmation for Dragonflight patch 10.2.6, which should also be season 4. That is going to arrive 19th of March. Now you're going to say, but it's next week, so season 4 will not start next week, right? Yes, it will not start next week. Let's read right now, and then I'll give you my opinion and what you can actually expect for next patch. Anyways, so mark your calendar for March 19th. When the 10.26 content update goes live with a bold new limited time event, the issue, whatever, bold and new, whatever, you won't want to miss out on the fun. It's important to note that Dragonflight Season 4 will go live several weeks after the release of 10.2.6 content update. For heroes working towards the feats of strength, you still have time to obtain before Season 4 begins, and the achievement is no longer available to earn. So it's written, it will go live several weeks. Several, if you are going from the dictionary of what is several, it should be around 3-5 weeks, something like that. So it could be in April or maybe beginning of May, which would be very long. But I would say 4 weeks. So I would say next month, the 15th or whatever, it will be season 4. Now, what is my opinion towards that? First and foremost, we do not know anything about 10.2.6. They hold it like hidden because they thought it was good for Season of Discovery, so it would be also good for retail, which again they backpedaled on it. They said that like it at the end of the day it was actually very bad for the players because no communication is actually very bad. And what would you think about it? Like, no information, no communication about what is up for the future ends up not being good, weirdly enough. It's like you say to your children that you want to go or you're going to go for X activity, and you say like, oh, it's going to be a surprise when and what, and it's really dumb. And you would not like it yourself if someone says to you like, look, you have to look forward to in that amount of time, we don't know when and we don't know what, but something is going to happen. It's like mystery for the sake of mystery, and I feel like it's not needed. They could also just release like a specific amount of information and let the I would say story elements or whatever, like the discovery besides, right? But right now we got like no information, and the issue with that is people are like expecting that it's going to be something big. So the pessimist me is saying that it is not going to be that interesting. But the optimist me is going to obviously say that they're going to do for novelty. They're going to do solo QRPGs. They're going to do maybe some new affixes from Mythic Plus. They're going to do the fated raids, and it's going to be fun because again, it's going to be switching, and people are going to be able to do the things that they wanted to do, whatever. So that is optimism, and like people are going to be engaged and whatnot. But the issue is the realist me would be the pessimist me. They're not going to add any new tiers. They're going to recycle tier sets from previous seasons, and some tier sets were really bad for PvP. Some tier sets were really bad for PvE. Some tier sets were really bad to core. Like it's going to be very bad, and that's the pessimist me. The pessimist me is also saying like they're not going to do reworks in season 4 for classes that do need a rework because there is war within going on and hero talents, and we don't know what is up with that and if it's going to mesh well. So they're going to say, look, for now we're not going to touch the classes too much, and we're going to let the balancing and the reworking of those classes for the future. And that's actually a very, very big problem to me, because then it's again, we're looking into the future. We're looking into what could be in the future, what you could say, look, you can look forward to, but you don't know because you don't have it in your hands. And that's how I feel currently with 10.2.6. I go in on March 19th knowing that I'm not going to do any content because I will feel like it's not going to be for me. I am a PvPer. I know some people do PvE on my channel, some people do only PvP like me, and some people do both. And some people do only PvE right now because they are tired of PvP and the meta around it. But I feel like, again, I'm going in, since it's a bold new limited time event, that it's going to be a PvE thing. it's going to be story-wise, and maybe it's because it's a pirate thing, maybe they're going to do like some ship battle thing. I don't know what they could actually do in such a short time, and it's probably not going to be evergreen as well. So what they're going to put it on season 4 content, I think it's going to be like something that is going to be away in War Within, or maybe it's like going to be a preview of the delves. That could be also something. But I think right now, we're with so little information, it's very hard to be hyped. It's also very hard to not tell yourself like it's going to be a dud. They are hyping it up as if it's not going to be done in like a few minutes. Like for example, the how it's called, the gear sets that you get for races. I don't even know, heritage armor, whatever it's called, for humans, night elves, whatever. Those quest lines are super small, super fast done, and they're seeing it as content. And I'm afraid that there's going to be that type of content where it's only going to be a 15-minute quest chain with some killings here and there, or the Gilneas time thing for 10.2.5 that they did. It was done in 10 minutes. Like it was seen as like some content for 10.2.5, which I saw as non-content. That's how I see right now. So I'm going in with like low expectations, with the mindset of it's not going to be for me anyways. And if it is for me, I'm excited to see. But again, I think there will be nothing about WoW PvP. There will be nothing about solo queue RPG. I go with the mindset that they're going to do solo queue RPG in War Within, which again is the worst scenario for me. But again, I prefer to be pleasantly surprised than the contrary of pleasantly be disappointed. And not really pleasantly, but unpleasant. So again, what are they going to do? How they are going to do? That depends on Blizzard. And I think they should really learn from it right now that giving no information is such a bad thing for MMO, for an MMO like World of Warcraft, especially since how they started with Dragonflight, with a lot of communication, with a lot of clarity. This is the roadmap, this is what you can expect, and then go from that to a like secret patch where the season starts in several weeks. I think that's a mistake, but whatever. I also think that fated seasons should not be a thing, and that's why next expansions, so the 3 next expansions from the World Soul Saga, is going to be shorter expansions, so we don't have like a season 4 fated season. Also think like PvP season should be separated from patches. That's my opinion. I think like those 10.0, 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, 10 point whatever should be separated from PvP season. I think PvP seasons should be maximum 3 months and have inflation to the point where you feel like you're going to climb and you're climbing, or you feel like you're not progressing because you're not good enough. That's also possible, but at least you feel like you can climb if you're improving. Right? If your win rate is going to go above, it's going to make you climb a lot faster. But I prefer like 3-month seasons and gear be way easier to obtain, because again, it's PvP gear anyway, so it's not going to help PvE anyways, especially with what we have right now. So I think shorter seasons should help with the longevity of the player base, of people actually saying, look, we are not going to leave the season in middle of the season because you only have 3 months, so we have to push forward. But right now we have like such long seasons, like 6-month seasons, where 3 months of those 6 months are actually like really a dud, like really nobody's really playing. And then you have like the one last month where people are like pushing, and the 2 first months where we have people actually trying to gear up. So I think they should like halve it and then have like real PvP patches, like real ones with real reworks, with real thoughts. How long was it ago that we got like new PvP talents for a lot of classes? I could talk hours about it. I could do a podcast one day if you want to hear me talk about it, maybe with a guest, or maybe with someone that is knowledgeable. I would like to do that, but I need to find someone to do that with me. But overall, I think I could talk hours about it. So if you want to have those kinds of contents, I could always try to give it to you guys. But again, I think there's multiple things that you can do to make PvP way more enjoyable. And maybe you behind the screen, you're telling yourself that 3 months is so short of a time, but it is short if you're like still having those MMR problems. But I think MMR problems would be gone if we actually have shorter seasons with more gains. So you could gain, for example, in 2v2 or 3v3 way more points, but you also lose like considerable points whenever you're losing, but at least you're progressing. So if you're having like a good day, like a chain win day where you're winning like 10 games, you only lose 2 games, you're much further ahead than, let's say, right now. If you're winning 10 and you're losing 2, it feels like you didn't progress too much, and you have like to grind multiple days and multiple days having like those streaks to be able to reach the heights that you would like to reach. Again, I think people are mistaking a lot about MMR and how everyone should achieve like such rating or whatever. I think again, it's part of how they reward players. If they reward correctly players, people would not feel bad of being like 1400, 1600, 1800, 2k. People would be proud of it. Like for example, in League of Legends, I think if you have never reached platinum and you reach platinum, although it is like I think 30% of the player base or whatever, it is a feels good moment, because again, they have rewards tied to it. You have also like some bragging rights. um, Again, it really depends on how the game is set up, and World of Warcraft could be set up to that, but again, you have to prepare to set up for success to get that success. But that's my opinion. Again, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Hopefully this video was quite long. It's 12 minutes, but it's like 12 minutes of my opinion, and some people do like my opinion, some people don't like my opinion, some people like to hear my opinion. So I always try to make those videos to have like a discussion with you guys, a heart to heart. I also try to always respond on the comments, and sometimes I don't, because then I have a busy life, for example. So it's sometimes very hard to respond like individual, especially. So there's a lot of people that like send bigger messages, and I try to take my time to respond to those with also a big message of mine. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. Again, thank you for the support. I will try to make more content, be more consistent. But yeah, we'll have to see. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Be sure to stay safe. We will catch you up probably very soon in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.